Hey YouTube, what's up? Sani Bonani, Jamba, excuse me, Jambo Habari Gani, uh, Kedu Bawani, Oi to the Bang, Konnichiwa, Vasis Los, Ni hao ma, Bonjour mes amis. Um, oh, yeah, got everybody. Anyway, um, this is the Reluctant Nabi. This is my news and views, my views on some of the news. And today I was going to practice my keyboard a little bit because I needed to play a little music to, get over some of the videos, especially involving children that I was doing. I had to get my spirit right. But before I do that, as I was skating through the news, I tackle issues dealing primarily with black men. All right, here is my issue. This video is dedicated to the result of black mothers raising sons with a feminine mentality and no man. It is always important to have a man in the house because how you raise those boys as children determines how foolish they become as adults. Trust me on this one. All right. So, you got two Alabama football players, Cam Robinson and Lawrence Jones, right? These guys could have made it to the next level, but no. They're both charged with possession of narcotics. They're both from Monroe, Louisiana. And Robinson is facing a felony charge because he was in possession of a stolen firearm. All right. He's being held on a $750 bond. There's no bond information listed for Jones. And this happened Tuesday morning. And the arrest reports for Robinson Jones, officer pulled Robinson's car around 2:30 a.m. Smelled marijuana. The arresting officers say that they also noticed a handgun on the passenger lap and a bag of marijuana on the driver's side of the floorboard. And during the search of the vehicles, the officers found stolen handgun under Robinson's seat. Jones was also charged with possession of a handgun in the presence of narcotics. The players are currently on a 3-week break from school before summer classes resume after Memorial Day. The hardest thing to find out about these players was who raised them. So I had to do a lot of research. And on one report, I found that they were raised by single black mothers, of course, but they try to redact it to where the only thing you know about these guys is their history at Alabama. It's like the history of black people in the United States that the only thing we can remember is to slavery, as if black people didn't exist before slavery in the United States, right? So we need to learn history before them, right? So that's kind of my premise on everything. I want to know the history before the incident, before Alabama. And this stuff is so hush hush that I had to find an obscure report to find out that they were raised by single black women. Strange. All right, and so this is more on this story. Hootie, as they say, had been working his way up the debt chart. Robinson, again, healthy as going into a near certain draft season. So one is working its way up the depth chart, and the other one is almost certain to be drafted into the NFL. All right. And so this report is about the impact on Alabama football. But I'm going to tell you what's having more of an impact on black men. Outside of us being raised by our single mamas, right? They're messing up at an early age, like 17, 18, 19, because they have not been taught how to handle manhood because they were raised where there was no man in the house. All right, certain mistakes black men cannot afford to make. Getting high with handguns in a car with other narcotics, that would be one of them. All right. But we need to detract ourselves from some stuff. Everywhere we go, even on Facebook, when I look at things, um, a lot of us black men need to start chasing this. And what we're chasing here rhymes with this cash. Those two things keep getting us in trouble. All right. And we're messing up a lot. We mess up our finances. We go broke by how we spend it. We lose opportunities chasing after it. And that's both this and the prior picture you saw. That and cash. And they both rhyme. All right. So we got one dude definitely going to the NFL. And we have another dude that was playing so well that he was moving himself up the depth charts, and he could have been going to the NFL. So you have this a brother that's postured to make millions in both of these men. And what Alabama drafted was two mama's boys with hood and feminine mentality. And what these white people, white coaches ain't going to teach you to be is a man because they're only interested in your talent. And all they care about is national championships is because it brings in billions for the colleges off of slave labor. Oh, yes, if you're a college athlete, it's slave labor. Slave labor, you say? You get paid room and board, like the slaves, they get paid room and board. Then you put your health and stuff on the line so that the organization or the people that put you in that room and board can make a lot of money on you to where they become so rich that they run things off of your free labor. That's going to be that's another video. But basically, if you're a college athlete, you're a slave. All right. As such, as a slave, you should understand that there are certain things that you do not do while you're in slave category before you can get to paid category. All right. And for some of y'all that's rolling over, I say slave because of this. In college, if these guys get hurt, they cannot get workman's compensation or anything. It's because they're called student athletes. All right. Even though they work, even though they're football is done the same way as in the NFL, that they have a schedule and that their scholarship and everything, their room and board is contingent upon their conduct. They can't just run off and escape to another place without making formal declarations and this, that, and the other. They can just not go to practice. They cannot go to class, but they better not miss practice. That means slave. A regular college person that's working their way on uh that's working their way through college, that's working for the college. If they slip and fall, they get workman's comp and everything else that come with it. See what I'm saying? They have insurance that come with the work that they do. The ones on work study. They have more rights for their job than the football players who's working harder, who has a more stringent schedule that have. And this goes for basketball too. But back to off of that soapbox, then back to the issue at hand. How did we get here? How did we get to this mentality here? Okay? And I'm gonna beat this like a dead horse. This next clip coming up here.
All y'all, fuck all y'all, fuck all y'all. That's how you do. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, bitches. How is it?
Oh, you don't know how to curse, and now you want to curse.
Fuck your ass. Fuck both of y'all ass.
No, we get your ass whooped. Don't say that.
Oh, shut
This shit gonna bounce.
Shut up the hell up.
You don't even know how to curse.
Yes, I do. Fuck you, hoe. You're not a spit.
What? You don't even know how to spell. You want to come?
Bitch.
Not spell it.
B-Y-G.
Don't even know how to
Shut
spell
up.
it. Silly.
Shut up. Silly old doodle head. Both y'all doodle pee.
Spell it. I ain't no sense yet right
You
there.
just doodle head.
Spell it.
Stop recording me, bitch. I'll slap her in the middle of your head.
Don't play
Fuck
with me.
your ass. Fuck all y'all. Fuck your mama, fuck your daddy.
Fuck your daddy.
Fuck.
Okay, and so you see that, right? They're teaching them young, teaching these boys young. The black males are then programmed by the black mother to fear the black mother. Remember, this is the lady that beat her son during a riot. And they heap praises, called her super mom and all of that stuff. This is a woman that had 6 children from 6 babies' daddies, but she's super mom. She didn't have control over none. Her children were not doing well in school if they were in school at all. And basically, her children were basically running the streets. But because she beat a black male in public in front of cameras, she received heaps of praises by the media. And we'll get into the media in a minute about how they program things and stuff like that. But even then, brothers, we need to start thinking for ourselves. We have that capacity, no matter what the black woman put in us. In the late 20s, we should start getting a clue, right? And stop being stuck on their coochie and booty, right? And so basically, we're taught to fear them only, not respect anybody else. That's why these little ignorant black dudes come to your channel. For those of you brothers like myself that are trying to stay strong and get good information and truthful information out about what's going on. That's why you got these little simps and weaklings coming to these weak-minded Negroes coming to our channels, uh, always trying to defend the evil that black women are doing. It isn't like we're saying that black women are trash because they're getting degrees. We're saying they're trash because of all the evil that they're doing. And we're showing the actual evil that they're doing. And these brothers come to the channel to defend it. But when you put them videos up there to show you how stupid and idiotic they are, because most of the onslaught is against black male, you don't hear nothing from them but crickets. Same with these black women talking about, oh, the black man, they against us. Of course we are. You've been lying on us for the past 50 years and said nothing. You kept your mouth shut. All right. And now that we seeing you doing all this trifling mess, no, we calling this mess out. The same way the black men was calling it out when they were saying black men need to pull their pants up and stuff like that. And you black women backlash black men for saying stuff like that. See, black men been calling black men out. All right, now we calling your behind out because you're just trifling. To those black women that's going to come to my channel, they probably don't even look at the video. They come and make some remarks based on the title. Found a lot of that. So back to the brothers. Then this rest is just going to be for you, brothers. But brothers, you got to keep your head up and watch out for this. We need to stop being, we don't have no fear for black women. Call they evil mess out. Now, I will say this. There's a lot of videos that, or a few videos where I have women doing some good thing, and I put them on point. Like I called the grandmother that tried to save them children a hero, and the woman that was a virgin until marriage. You see what I'm saying? All right, so I put those up here is because when I see good, I like to point out the good. It's just that those videos aren't as popular with the Hotep Negroes and the women swirlers and the black women that's disagreeing with everything else. Those videos are up there like this. But when I put black woman hero, they don't go watch that video. When I put black woman was a virgin until marriage, them same black women coming over here trying to halt messages and stuff like that, they don't have nothing to say about that. When I put up how beautiful black skin is and how the sun sees you, oh no, they're not over at that video either. You see what I'm saying? Dudes, we gotta stop being stuck on the butt and the coochie. Oh, and we need in our pursuit of money, just for the sake of pursuing money. No, we need to stop that too. You should we pursue money so that we can use it to build as a tool, as a resource, not as a god. Nor is the black woman's butt God, nor is her coochie God. And let me say this to keep up with this narrative. All right, so you can see the progression that of these women, right? Now, remember, I was told you I was going to get to the real Jawan Latham, right? Now, remember, this is the cousin on the left with who was playing football, and there was shots that fired out, and he shielded black girls, or he shielded some girls from being shot and died, shielding them. This is the cousin, Jawan Latham, the one with the hair braided all the way down, where we thought that a lot of dudes thought that was a female, but no, that's a dude, right? And he got shot at a vigil for the one on the right. The one on the left, not in his football uniform, got shot in a vigil for the one on the right in the football uniform. Right? Now, I want y'all to pay attention to the news and everything, look at how this boy was built up. You know, basketball player and everything, right? Pay attention.
I'm Mark Packer. Thanks for joining us on First at 4.
And I'm Amanda Hara in for Lauren Davis. We were first to tell you about that deadly shooting on Saturday night. The next day, we learned Jawan was Xavion Dobson's young cousin. Today, we're learning more about what led to the 12-year-old's death.
Local 8 News reporter Donovan Long is live at Danny Mayfield Park where the shooting happened. Donovan, this is right next to Maynard School in East Knoxville, right?
That's correct, Mark. That 12-year-old is yet another victim of gang violence like his cousin, Xavion Dobson. In fact, the accident occurred right here at Danny Mayfield Park in the area in which I am standing. Now, according to the family, Lathan's father took him to the Bobby May celebrity basketball game Saturday night just before his death. The two were headed to see a movie, but first stopped by a block party at Danny Mayfield Park at the intersection of College Street and Moses Avenue. Knoxville police say that's where gunmen exchanged fire. One of the bullets struck Latham. Chief David Roush has made gang violence one of his top priorities, and he's asking for the public's help to put those responsible behind bars immediately. But no sentence, bond, or confession will bring the Bearden Middle School boy back. The only thing Latham's family is left with are fond memories. Now, earlier today, I spoke with Jawan Latham's best friend, and he was very, very emotional. He told me how he's choosing to remember Latham and the fond memories they shared. Hear more from that interview tonight at 6. Live in Mechanicsville, Donovan Long, Local 8 News.
Do you realize this is the only picture these people could find where this dude looked halfway innocent? I mean, he had a lot of pictures. All right. And remember, I told you that I was sifting through the picture and I was like, oh, no, no, the narrative on this guy is wrong and stuff. Now, notice the narrative again that they're making for this little 12-year-old boy.
12-year-old Jawan Latham was killed in a shooting that police say was gang-related during a cookout at Danny Mayfield Park. This happened over the weekend, and police say Jawan was sitting in his father's car when that shooting broke out between people at the gathering and people in cars driving by.
Latham is the cousin of Xavion Dobson, a teenager who died while protecting his friends from gunfire back in December. Tonight, a powerful plea from Jawan's family, urging those responsible to turn themselves in. 10 News reporter Rashad Hardnett spoke to Jawan's mother and grandmother, and Rashad, they don't want his death to be in vain.
Robin and John, they don't, and that's why they're demanding justice for Jawan. His mom says he was a bright and loyal kid, and only now she's starting to realize just how many lives he touched. The Lodge reporter remembers her son, Jawan Latham, as fun-loving and passionate.
Loved basketball, loved his family, loved his friends, just was loyal to anything that he was a part of.
Police say he was killed in gang violence Saturday night, an innocent bystander with dreams to play in the NBA and admiration for his hero and cousin, Xavion Dobson.
Yeah, they were close. He had so many questions about what happened to Xavion. It's just, I can't even remember half of them, but I had to answer a lot of questions.
2 days later, the family is still trying to answer its own questions.
And the only thing I think about when I hear my nephew's name and see these news flashes is the latest angel we'll probably ever see again in life. It came close to our home.
In this home, the community support has poured in. Delandra says she's only now realizing just how many lives he touched.
It feels good to know that my son had that impact on so many people. And to know that everybody is reaching out to help us through, it's a lot. It feels good. It helps.
For now, they're embracing one another, and as they hold on to the memories they'll never forget, the family has one plea for whoever caused this pain.
I pray that God forgives you and you come forward and admit to what you've done.
The family says that's the only way to end this cycle of retaliation. They're just hoping the people responsible come forward. Robin and John.
Rashad, thank you.
Jawan's funeral is set for Thursday at Overcoming Believers Church. Visitation starts at 5:30 and the funeral will follow at 6.
Now, let me say that this dude was shot and killed after attending a celebrity basketball game, right? And held in honor of his cousin who was shielding people and protecting them. All right. You see the fake tears from the mother, the sister. You notice that there was the dudes was all thugged out. The sisters and mother was all weaved out. The dudes was thugged out. The only person that had any real sorrow was the grandmother. Right? Now, remember, I don't know if you've seen it, but in the picture, they had a little black boy crying, fake crying, talking about, oh, he loved basketball. He loved basketball. Going to school in basketball, right? So that's the narrative we got of this guy, right? And I told you that there was that the narrative they tried to put out about how innocent this dude was and how much of a basketball player he was bull. Straight bull, right? Because I would like to introduce you to the real Juwan Latham. Yep, there he is. This is what his mama was raising. This is what his sisters was raising. And a couple of dudes called it out that he was cripping. And I said, yeah, y'all, I got some pictures. I couldn't find them for a little bit. Oh, yeah, I knew they would surface sooner or later when the story died down. These are what these black women are producing. And this this little startup grows into this company. Yes, that's right. Thug Incorporated, right? And so you have that mentality in these boys' head all the way up to their 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, right? But here's the thing. At the end of the day, no matter what kind of earning potential or skill that they have, all right, they always end up like this. Instead of going to the NFL, they're into jail. There it is. Instead of going to the NFL, they're in the jail. This is where a lot of black male potential go. This is how we get from there, national title Alabama, to here. Felony drug and weapon charges and on your way to jail, blowing a possible NFL career. At least you would have got a degree out of it. At least you could have lived in Alabama and got some good starter jobs because you brought them a national championship. But nope. Don't even have that. Couldn't get rid of that feminine mentality, that thug mentality. A thug mentality is a feminine mentality. Remember, let's not confuse the thugs with gangsters, the people that thought like Bumpy Johnson and them. This is what thugs do. They get in position and then they smoke their weed while driving, probably driving too slow or erratically, get pulled over with all that mess in their car. Thugs don't think. They're not gangsters. They're not OGs. OGs thought. OGs are OGs, old gangsters, because they thought. You don't get to be an OG if you're thinking like a thug. And I call them old gangsters. I know it's original gangsters, so don't, come and try to cut my head off. But y'all understand what I'm saying? That's how we get from national title NFL prospects to this, to jail. For a lot of these black males in these single black woman households. No matter what kind of opportunities come their way. And that's my final thought, y'all. Dudes, we need to get together like old school OGs did. Maybe not in this movie. Y'all need to see this Black Dynamite. But brothers, we need to get together, just the brothers. We need to learn to get our minds right. Seek out the Most High. But that is seeking out the Most High. Us getting together. Being grounded in commandments. The commandments need to be our rule book about how we conduct business and everything with each other. That's what the commandments is about. All right. And so we need to get together, conduct business with black people according to the commandments, black Americans according to the commandments, because most of us are a people. We need to realize that black men, that we are the head of a people, and we need to kick any female to the curb that don't think so. We need to separate from the thug-minded. I already told you what the difference was between an OG and a thug. We need to separate from all that mess. All right, that's what we need to do. We need to get back to creating structure, and we don't need to do it as a mass group. We could do it in smaller splinter groups and get ourselves back in order, like the brothers are doing with that homeschooling. For those of you that watch the video, please subscribe. Please subscribe so that you can get information from newer videos that I'm doing. And you'll be able to see what's coming, some important things that you might want to know. Like the phone number for those dudes that's homeschooling, pulling their children. These dudes pulling their children out of the school. These black women with sense pulling their children out of school, keeping them away from these violent females fighting teachers up in the school. All right. This is how we need to come together. With that said, I'm out.